There everyone. So this time around I'll be reviewing two different books. The first one is Lighter Than My Shadow by Katie Green, and the second is Odd and the Frost Giants by Neil Gaiman. So starting off with Lighter Than My Shadow. As you can see, it's a fairly thick book. It's by Katie Green. It's a graphic novel, and it's basically an autobiographical graphic novel by Katie Green about her facing problems throughout her life for being a very, as in her own words, a very picky eater. Uh, Apparently, she was very anorexic. She was very thin, and she faced a lot of problems throughout her life because of it. And this is a kind of an autobiographical novel about the traumas that she faced, the problems that she had. Very interesting kind of book. I got it from a second-hand bookstore in a book fair for around 180 or 200 rupees INR. That's very cheap actually. So I'll give you the blurb for this so that you can pause it and read it here if you want. So as you can see, it's a very clean kind of artwork in my opinion, and it starts off with her in a childhood. So that is the protagonist. I haven't read the whole book. I've like, so she writes it in first person as well. Like, she writes it as being Katie herself. Here you can see, oh, be a good girl, Katie, eat up. So, and then this goes on through her. She starts off with a childhood, goes on to her teenage years, and then young adult, and then finally all the way through to her life. This is her in school, maybe, or college. Yeah. So the art is very striking, and you can see that this, like, the scribbles represent the emotional problems and turbulences that she faces throughout her life. And the emotional traumas and the mental stress that she goes through. And as you can see, the artwork, so the panels describe her mental problems as well. I think this is a very different kind of artwork, and I personally think it's a very good read. And anyone who is interested in these kinds of books, like books that deal with real world traumas and such things, should give this a go, because it is worth the read in my opinion, because it doesn't have as much words in it, but the poignance, to be more specific, the poignance in the whole book is very striking. So then she grows up. So as you can see, the artwork, and then the panel color changes. She becomes someone else, and then, so as you can see here, the artwork is different. And then this is also a panel here. Then it resumes the whole thing again. And that's about it. So yeah, let me give you the author blurb here. So yeah, this is the first book, by the way, and I think this is really worth a read, because don't be daunted by the size. The size is because this is a full on autobiography of a life, but don't be daunted by it. I think it's worth a read because it has so many different things it covers. Coming on to the second book, Neil Gaiman's Odd and the Frost Giants. So It's a very thin book by comparison. You can see here the size comparison. It's a very thin book, but it's a very interesting book here. Out and the Frost Giants. This is illustrated by Chris Riddel. So I'll give you the blurb here at the back. You can pause it there and read it maybe. And then, so this is a cutout. So this thing, as you can see, it's a cutout, and that is one of the Frost Giants. And then it's a story adapted from a Norse legend, as far as I know, and the artwork is very nice. You can see here, Chris Riddle's artwork is always very beautiful, and he doesn't disappoint on the Frost Giants either. So this is chapter 1, Odd. The name of the boy and the protagonist is Odd there. So each page has an artwork, 2-page spread, sometimes it's just a 1-page artwork. Each page has an artwork, and each page is beautiful. Jotunheim means giant's home. So that is the giant there. Let me see if I can get a better picture of it. So that's the giant, and as you can see, the sides are silver, and it's the silvery kind of silver, the one that like reflects very well. That is the theme of the whole book. So these Jotunheim, it means home. This is also silver, and I don't know if you guys can understand that very well. So this is also silver, whereas the rest of the artwork is in black. So that's the Frost Giant. And then, so beautiful artwork. I love the contrast, like it's a pure black and white sketch. I love each of them. And so yeah, that's about it. At the end, Odd goes back, and yeah, so that's a 2-page spread of the giants. Lovely thing. Chris Riddle has always been renowned for his artwork, and his collaboration with Neil Gaiman has always been awesome. So if you'll notice here, there are scratches at the front of the book here. These are by design. So this is supposed to be like a door with this panel being the eye hole, and this is supposed to be scratched. So it's not like it, I have not scratched it. It came scratched like this. Don't know if that's very well visible. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, 2 books this time, On the Frost Giants and Lighter Than My Shadow. Both really beautiful books, and I really like them. So as always, if you have any questions, any comments, anything to say, please do so in the comment section below, and subscribe for more videos like this. Happy reading.